Do subscribe to Ekeeda channel and press bell icon to get updates about latest engineering, HSC and IIT JEE main and advanced videos.
Hello students, let us solve the next question. The question number 10 of JEE Advanced Physics paper 2017. Hello students, let us solve question number 10. The question says a monochromatic light is traveling in a medium of refractive index 1.6. It enters, so this is a medium of refractive index. So we have this is a medium which is having refractive index n, which is 1.6. It enters a stack of glass layers. So we have a glass layers like this. And so on. Stack of glass layers from bottom side at an angle of 30 degree. So this is the interface. Below this there is a refractive index of 1.6. From here onwards the glass layers are there and they are parallel to each other. This is very important that the layers should be parallel to each other. The glass layers from the bottom side at an angle theta is 30 degree. So the light enters something like that. This is the normal to this surface interface and it enters at an angle of 30 degree. So this is theta is entering like that, and this angle theta is given as 30 degree and it's entering with an angle theta which is 30 degree. From which side? From this n side, which is having refractive index 1.6. This now finds glass first here. This is the glass layer and its refractive index. The interfaces of the glass layers are parallel. So these interfaces are parallel. The refractive indices of different glass layers are monotonically decreasing. So the refractive index are decreasing from bottom to top. So gradually the refractive index decreases. That means the ray is continuously moving from a denser medium towards the rarer medium. So gradually, if it is so it will bend like that, and its possibilities that there will be a total internal reflections and decreasing, and thus the refractive index is given by the expression. The expression for refractive index is given as n of m is n minus m delta n. Okay, this is the expression. This is how the refractive index will change with the layer, where nm is the refractive index of nm. This nm represents the refractive index of which layer? Of mth layer. Mth slab. Suppose this is any slab which I can call m. This is 1, this is 2, like this, 3, and so on. And I can call any layer. I can give, suppose that this is your m1. Suppose this is the m layer and this is suppose m minus 1. So before that m, there will be m minus 1. There will be some layers I don't take into considerations, and here it can be shown with the dotted lines. So there may be any number 1, 2, 3 up to m, 1, 2, 3 up to m. I'm not shown that. So this refractive index of this M layer, this refractive index is Nm, which is given by n minus m delta n. So obviously the refractive index of this medium m minus 1 should be n minus m minus 1 into delta n. It should be the refractive index. And the delta n is also given as 0.1. So if I want to write for delta n, I will write delta n equals to 0.1. As shown in figure, the ray is refracted out parallel to the interface. You can say it refracts out parallel. This is parallel to the interface. This interface, it is parallel. So at this m at which the refracted out parallel to the interface between this and that. That means between these two there is the grazing of surface between these two surfaces. As the ray moves from m minus 1 to m minus 1th layer to mth layer, this to that layer, it undergoes it moves along the surface of the interface, that is that must have some critical angle. So the refractive index of m minus 1 is greater than m, and the ray is striking just at the critical angle. So because it strikes at the critical angle, it goes parallel to this surface. As you can see here, between m minus 1 and m, between m minus 1 and m, there is a surface where it moves along the parallel. So this is how it is the case. Okay, now if it moves parallel, so this angle here must be the critical angle. This angle should be the critical angle that I will draw here. This should be the critical angle. Okay, now slabs from the right side of the stack, it moves out like that. This stack ends here and it moves out like that. What is the value of this m? This m, after how many such layers? 1, 2, 3, 4, and what is that layer of after which the ray is parallel to the interface? Now the question is that we have to first discuss about a concept, then we'll apply this concept to here. So gradually is what happening is, if I draw the ray diagram, gradually this ray actually it will move like that, it will bend something like that. Then because it is moving from denser to rarer, so it will further bend, then further bending, then further bending, but it strikes at certain angle which must be the critical angle. If that is the critical angle here, when the surface moves, the ray moves from this m minus 1 towards m, this angle is your theta c, critical angle. After that, this ray moves parallel and then comes out like that, moves parallel to this. This is what's shown here. So what we have to find is, what is the number, this number m we have to find. Okay, this number we have to find. So in between it might have different angles. So let us use one concept. First let us understand one concept, then we will solve this. What is that concept? If we have, I will consider so many layers, but all those layers must be parallel. If for the sake of convenience I consider 3 layers, 1, 2, 3 layers. Supposing that this is one more layer, it might be one layer. The ray is entering, striking at certain angle here. This is normal. So these are the lines which are parallel. Suppose the slabs are kept like that, or any mediums are kept like that, if their layers are parallel. Suppose that this is medium 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. This might be a different medium. Now, if it moves, it should have gone like that, but because of this presence of this medium, it bends like that. Suppose that it is moving with gradually with increasing decreasing refractive index. So it will move like that. It is understood that suppose that it comes out finally like that. This is how the ray travels. I consider the refractive index, this one is suppose mu1. For this the refractive index is mu2, this is mu3, and this is refractive index having mu4. Now suppose that I consider this angle as I1 for the first medium. This angle I call as R1. Similarly, this angle is same as this angle. This angle should be same alternate angles, but I call this as I2 for the second surface, and this angle I call R2, but this angle I call I3, and this angle R3. Though I know that this R1 and I2 are same, and this R2 and this I3 are same, I3 are same. So what we can write, if I want to relate this layer with any layer, how I will relate the or apply the Snell's law and relate one pair of medium to another medium. So let us see that if I go applying the Snell's law to different point here there are 3 points I will apply. See what we are getting. If I apply Snell's law to this point, suppose this point is A, this point is B, and this point is C. If I apply Snell's law to the point A, then I'll write mu1, because the refractive index is mu1 sin I1 will be equal to mu2 sin of R1. For B, it will be, for B I write here, for B it is mu2 sin I2 equals to mu3 sin R2. Similarly, for C, I write here, for C it is mu3 sin I3, mu3 sin I3 equals to mu4 sin R4, so R3 sin R3. Okay. Now, if we look properly, then because R1 and I2 are same, so I2 I can write as R1. So I2 I write as R1, then this will become mu2 sin of R1, because these two are same, and mu3 sin of R2. Sin of R2 is this angle, so I'll keep like that, sin of R2. Here R2 and I3 are equal, so in place of I3 I'll write R2, so this is mu3 sin of R2 equals to mu4 sin of R3. What you're getting? You can see that mu1 sin I1 equals to mu2 sin R1, mu2 sin R1, and this mu2 sin R1 is equal to this one, and that is equal to mu2 sin R2, and that, sorry, mu3 sin R2, and that mu3 sin R2 is equal to this one, and that is equal to this. That means I can write the first one, refractive index of first medium and sine of this angle, with refractive index of any medium with sine of that angle. That means if I want to relate this with this, I can directly write that mu 4 and sine of this angle, and this angle, this is mu 1 sine of this angle. Similarly, I can relate any two medium directly, multiplying this value, that mu and sine of a particular medium angle, that is a constant. For any two pair I can choose. Not necessarily it should be these two, it can be this and that, it can be this and any other medium. This is the concept that I am going to use. So if you use this concept to get this one, the number here, that this is my first medium, I'll keep this my first medium, I'll keep this is my first medium, and I'll relate this medium with this one, mth one. I want to write this mu of sine of that angle, whatever is the angle in that medium, with, I will write that as constant. That means this medium is having refractive index this, so this into sine of this angle must be equal to the mu of this medium, which is this one, and sine of this angle, which is 90 degree, because the ray is grazing. Because the ray is grazing, this is 90. This angle is 90, so I can write directly this one using this and this. So what I will get? This one n sine theta, I'll write that n sine of theta, first one must be equal to the refractive index of mth one, because I'm relating to this mth medium, and sine of this angle, which is sine of 90. I can relate like that. Now this n is given as 1.6, because already it was 1.6, so I'll write 1.6. So this is 1.6 sine of theta, which is 30 degree, and nm is given as n minus m delta n, n minus m delta n multiplied by sine of 90 degree. Sine 90 is 1 and this is 0.5. So I'll write this as 0.8. This is half, so 0.8 equals to n. N is the refractive index of the first one. N is the refractive index of the first one. This is basically eta. This is a 1, which is a 1.6 minus m that we are going to find, and delta n stands for 0.1. So I'll substitute 0.1 here, multiplying that, and this number is 1, so nothing to multiply. So from here I'm getting 0.8 equals to 1.6 minus 0.1 m. If I multiply 10 throughout the equation, this will become 8, this will become 16, and this will become m. So from here I'm getting m equals to 16 minus 8, and therefore m comes out to be 8. Now m comes out to be 8, and the question is what is the value of m, and that comes out to be 8, and that is the answer to this question. Okay, thank you.